Itu semua dulu nak betul.
Hak tersendiri lah, suka beli tak suka, tapi tengok harga tinggi kan, murah kan.
Polis.
Lagi FOMCA boleh ke?
FOMCA okey.
Consumers are people who use any services. That means you can use bus, taxi, or you purchase any products, be a consumer. No one can say that they do not want to be a consumer. You can be the Prime Minister of the country, you're still a consumer. You can be the most poorest of the poor person in the street, you're still the consumer because you're purchasing, you're buying, you're using any product or any services. So it is understood that everyone are consumers. So that there's no differences between individually. Why consumer movement exists in the first place? Simple reason, because they exist because no one is handling their issues. Simple, just like that. So due to that, they are there. Like example, okay, now complaints, where do they go? So they come to FOMCA to tell their complaints. Like example now, if there's any issues relating to cut down of water rationing, where do they go? They come back to FOMCA to complain if they couldn't get any information. So this organization plays a big role, especially in a couple of issues. One, to educate consumers to be a responsible consumer. Two, the second thing is that they have a place to go if they have an issue. Just that if they couldn't solve the issues with various corporations, they come to the consumer movement for assistance. So in a simple term, we have a role to play in the society. So because we must understand the existence of FOMCA more than 40 years, and with its partners and all that, we have achieved a lot in this country. Like example, as you can see, there's Consumer Protection Act and various consumer protection laws which helps to protect the consumers. Not only that, the industry also becoming more responsible because they look at the pressure we are putting on them. So there's an issue, you can see. So the Consumer Protection Agency also beef up their effectiveness. So I think so. We still have a bigger role to play, and it will keep on going on. Last 10 years we have set up this National Consumer Complaint Center as a specialized agency. It attracts something like 40,000 complaints every year, which we resolve and we understood, and we come out with an annual report. With the report, we can find what are the issues. Particularly with what are the issues, then it comes to Consumer Research Resource Center, where they can take up one or two issues to do studies or research. So with that research, we can tell FOMCA what kind of representation you can do, what kind of consumer education you can do. And with this kind of complaints, we also can realize that whether is there a standard involved in various issues. So when there's no standard involved in various issues, especially on product or safety issues or quality issues, then the standard user Malaysia comes in to develop standard by pressuring Department of Standard, or either we ourselves justify the need of a standard. So you can see it's all interrelated. Then of course there's two issues which we cannot avoid, which is the most important issue. There's water and energy. There's when WECAM, water energy consumerization, and water forum comes in. So you see these are key partners because we are specialized in the issues. Then ERA consumer comes in because ERA used to do mostly right-based approach those days. That means human rights activity, consumer rights and all that. Then but the last couple of years, you can see it's focused on financial literacy education. All the 6 agencies or this organization plays a bigger role in protecting the consumer interest and educating the consumer interest. So they are all interlinked. You cannot play it as an individual role, thinking that you can do everything. There's no way. Because in the past, you can see it's all just consumer organization being formed without specialization. So when there is no specialization, the government of the day won't take you serious, because they need data, solid data. They need evidence to show to them that there's an issue for us to debate or to discuss.
Saya Asyikin. Saya daripada Persatuan Pengguna-Pengguna Standard Malaysia.
My name is Foon. Okay, I'm from this what we call Water and Energy Consumer Association of Malaysia, or known as the WECAM.
My name is Paul Selvaraj. I'm the Executive Director as well as the Director of the Consumer Research and Resource Centre.
I'm Jesslyn. I'm from Malaysian Water Forum.
I'm Binti. I'm from National Consumer Conference Centre.
Hi, I'm Zarif. Saya Shafeeq. And we are from Education and Research Association for Consumers in Malaysia. Yep. I'm Ola and I love warm hugs.
National Consumer Complaint Centre, and we resolve consumers' disputes.
Actually, I'm dealing with the water issue from the consumer interest.
CRRC focuses on providing research support for consumer work, both FOMCA as well as society at large.
Skop kerja saya lebih fokus kepada keselamatan produk, dan saya juga monitor produk recall daripada negara-negara luar.
Basically, we advocate for this water and energy sustainability for the consumer in Malaysia.
So basically, we educate consumers from kindergarten to communities about consumers' rights, financial, and consumers' responsibility.
So what? Our main activities for energy, we have this switch program, okay, where we educate consumer on the importance of what we call electricity saving.
We'll do some water testing on the water quality and also the water colors. So when we feel that when we get the result from the water testing, we might see that the water is suitable for all of us to drink it and use it for our daily use.
This activity called the Sea Runner, it's a running event, the only running event that is a water theme in Malaysia. So every year we have this 2,000 people that will join us in a run. It's in conjunction with this World Water Day.
Usually in connection to product and services, they are unhappy with the services provided, or even there's a default in the product. So what we do is basically we try to mediate and try to get the best solution for them. There are 2 ways for them to come and complain. Firstly, they can walk into our centre, and or secondly, for their convenience at the comfort zone at home, they can actually access to the website.
That's all.
CRRC's contribution is we've asked experts to write for policymakers. So the focus would be on problem solving rather than research methodology. And we've used the findings of this research to take various positions in FOMCA to fight for laws or amendments or policies and things like that.
Untuk memastikan produk, keselamatan produk tu, kami ada buat comparative testing. Maksudnya kami akan beli, sebagai contoh barang mainan. Sekarang ni kami ada buat barang mainan. Kami beli barang mainan daripada supermarket, daripada pelbagai supermarket dan juga pasar malam, dan kami akan hantar produk-produk tersebut daripada brand yang berbeza ke lab. Kemungkinan, sebagai contoh barang permainan lah yang kami tengah buat sekarang ni, kemungkinan ada yang mengandungi bahan kimia yang berbahaya.
Apart from that, we have undertaken research on very specific matters. For example, financial habits of young workers. We did qualitative work on people's perception of GST subsidies and the role of government and NGOs.
Kekurangan tenaga kerja sebab kami kena cover satu Malaysia.
In WECAM, we have only 8 people in our team, so but then we have to look after the whole Malaysia.
We don't have enough of the human resources. So like if we found some problem, we want to figure out, we need someone to carry on the testing.
The challenge for CRRC is the way funding is structured. Most of research funding goes to universities. There is not a lot of support for NGOs to do research.
Okay, it's not easy to get a solution because the respondent might not be agreeable to what the consumer is asking for. And the second thing is the deadline, because as complainant we do understand that they would want their problems to be solved as soon as possible.
Salah satu impactnya, we got recognition from Malaysia Board of Records. Okay. 3 times. Okay. So yang terkini last year lah, 129,059 participation in Hari Pengguna Malaysia.
I mean, through our advocacy, they're becoming more and more sensitive towards all this kind of issue, especially when there's any water disruption. You can see the people now, they like to share information about news about water disruption, even before it happens.
Kita telefon balik peserta program lah, kita tanya dia, so apa perbezaan antara sebelum dan selepas program lah. So the impact is, after the program, they open a bank account, they save money in their account, and they don't save money in their house anymore.
Some of the changes, policy changes, is because of the work that's been done to advocate for these changes. So I think these are some of the successes. And in terms of implementation of major programs, for example GST, we played a major role in informing government how to prepare the rakyat.
We will receive some complaint for the consumer regarding the water issue. So we will have a site visit to their house, and when after that we send a report to the related parties and the problem solved.
Compile all the complaints and then we will, produce it, publish it in the report, which is done yearly. And this report is basically, we will distribute it to the industries, to the corporates, so that they will know what are the problems actually facing by the consumers, so that they will further improve their service.
Kolaborasi dengan KEF dan KK untuk menghasilkan MC Mark dalam alat permainan kanak-kanak. Setiap barangan permainan kanak-kanak akan wajib mempunyai MC Mark sebagai tanda barangan permainan itu adalah selamat. NGO.
Do you get your salary?
Rendah jugalah sebab diorang ingat NGO ni tak ada duit untuk bayar gaji semua kan.
Do you get any salary?
Soalan pertama, biasalah gaji siapa yang bayar lah.
Lama bila saya Asyikin cakap skop kerja saya ni, baru diorang faham dan diorang pun baru sedar.
Kalau macam saya, family saya, apa tu? Okay, dia pun tak tahu apa benda. So, saya pun nak kena explain bagi diorang faham.
Hi, I'm Mohd. Most memorable moment I think is when we first organised our Thirsty Runner.
Of course, at the time you see out the consumer will come and say thank you. Yeah, I said thank you for helping them to settle all the problems, since like they try to find the corporate, the company to settle it for a long time, but there's no response back from them. But at the end, we help them, and of course they are happy that it's a win-win situation.
Moment when I can talk in front of thousands of people, giving talks and awareness.
Okay.
Things like
Enjoy. Sangat enjoy. Okay.
I think it's patient.
Puasan lah sebab saya dapat bagi kesedaran untuk pengguna.
As the NGO, we might face a lot of challenge. So you need to have a patient on your job. Then only you might willing to help others.
It's a passion.
One word is change life.
To have passion, in order to work here and then to achieve something out of it. Yeah.
A fruitful life, a meaningful life.
Future means you can see in future there is a need for this movement, because there will be a lot of research, a lot of memorandums, a lot of educational activities, a lot of law reforms, so a lot of issues related to quality and safety will be emerging. So, and all these are going to be a different kind of issue. It's no more like a consumer goes to an hypermarket, buys product, finds a defect, then you come to solve. That's all consumers can solve. But they are going to look at more bigger issue like in financial education. Okay, what kind of what kind of interest we are paying? Why are we paying this kind of interest when the service is not being provided? The bigger challenge lies is with the younger generation, because we need to have a different kind of consumer education for younger generation. Gone are the days where people want to come and sit in a hall for 3-4 hours, listen to someone lecturing. So now people have to go into maybe YouTube, and he has a time, midnight, 1 o'clock, early morning, you can't sleep. You want to go into YouTube to see hey, what kind of consumer education program is there. So that's why the way forward for us is about technology. We can't run from technology. And we also have to upgrade ourselves into that kind of technology and activity.